Audience, questions? Any immediate questions coming from the audience here? Think about it. I'll come back to you in a second. Anything online right now? Okay, so let me start with you, Javier. Let's try to be brief in our responses if we can, to try to get as much as we can in the extra time we've been given. Javier, great presentation. Can you tell me a little bit more about the business case? Because water savings aren't necessarily financially beneficial, but what are the other savings that your clients are receiving that make it affordable?
Well, first of all,
thanks.
Hello? Hello? Yeah. Well, first of all, in many places, water, it is expensive, so just saving water has an impact in the wallet. But in most cases, it's energy, first of all, energy related to the water cost, because less water, less pumping is less energy, and there's a huge impact also in CO2 emissions. Resources in general, because we also improve the fertilizers, so there's always, regarding to the irrigation, especially if there's a fertile irrigation process, we reduce the amount of fertilizer and chemicals in general. And as I mentioned in the presentation, we have a share value program where it's very clear where we have an impact in both farm management, but also in brand added value by having an efficient process. And it's very important that with Aqua4D, we are going to improve the overall efficiency of the irrigation process. And when you start using the exact amount of water you need, the exact amount of nutrients, there's no waste.
Right.
And when there's no waste, you are efficient in your resources, and at the same time, you're contributing to the environment.
Terrific. Thank you very much, Javier. My Brit, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Good. Thank you for your presentation. I have a vegan daughter, and I showed her your presentation, and she pulled it out of the cupboard and showed me that she had bought some of this product. So I have tasted your product, or I've eaten your product. Can you just tell me a little bit more, though, and again, as quickly as you can, a little bit more about how this is actually fermented? I mean, what kind of scale are you talking about here? How big are your facilities, and what is required to actually produce this?
Yes, so we're an Innovate project and a Horizon 2020 project. Okay. And so we do all of the R&D together with HESO in Sion. And we've been encouraged to move to Fribourg, where we are building up a larger scale production facility. We currently have, though, 2 partners in Europe as well who can help us when we need more than the 5 tons which we can produce at the moment, because we need to really reach the 50 tons within the next year.
That's the number, 50 tons. Okay, thank you, my Brit. That's very helpful. Matteo, fantastic. I now understand digital twins. That's much clearer. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
It strikes me that there's a lot of other people that would be very interested in what you're doing. Insurance companies come to my mind. Can you tell us more about some of the other interested parties or potential clients that you might have?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Actually, when you say insurance, I have to quote that we had a pilot on the River Rhine that in 2018 came to drought in Germany, caused a lot of damages to many industries that rely on the water for cooling the plants and also for logistics. Just BASF, a huge German company, lost 70 million in 2018 just for this problem. And so these companies are likely now going to insure themselves.
Right.
And of course, this kind of solution can help, this company, the insurance company, to produce reliable models to target also this kind of extremes that are very likely to be more frequent in the future.
Fantastic. That's great. Thanks. Ramzi was the only person on time. Thank you so much. I was very worried there for a while because you were way behind, but you did very, very well. Tell us a little bit more, Ramzi, about the internet question is intriguing to me. I mean, the way you're sharing data, and you held up this little instrument. Just tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, that was my purpose. Indeed, this simple module actually can read analog and digital sensors.
Yeah.
It has embedded intelligence inside and can communicate in different ways with the cloud. And this simple module can retrofit existing water assets if they have embedded sensors, so like a softener, for example. Operator for a softener has a problem with salt bags. It's simple as that, but they cannot predict when they have to bring salt and to fill again salt. With our solution, they don't miss this opportunity again, and they control the water quality over the time.
Terrific. Thanks, Ari. No, I'm going to Ari. Sorry. Thank you very much, Ramzi. Ari, you still with us? Ari?
I had to just turn you on. There I go. I had to turn me on, actually.
Thanks. So, Ari, your presentation was great, and I suppose from all the startups that I see, a lot of them are in the sector that you described. It's a very competitive space. So could you tell me a bit more about the financial, almost the same question I have for Javier here. Where are you finding the financial savings for your clients that is making what you can provide desirable?
In terms of, well, when you look at the cost of phytosanitary treatments, if you can reduce that by 25%, in some cases, you're saving up to 25,000 euros per year.
Right.
And for the example, for the vegetable farmers, the financial, when you reduce 20% of your water consumption, in France at least, the water prices, you're moving from 11,000 euros for an exploitation that has about 15 greenhouses. You're reducing it down to 7,500 euros. And so for small farmers, these are very impactful financial reductions.
Right. Okay, very clear. Thank you. Thank you, Ari. Jan, are you with us?
Hello, I'm here.
Good, good. Thank you. Very interesting presentation. I'm learning more and more about AI all the time. We've tried to apply it to biodiversity in the field I'm in, but I'm learning how hard that is. But I can see the application that you've described. But you also, I have a similar question that I had to Matteo. What are the other beneficiaries of what you're doing and the information you're collecting? You spoke a lot about the hydro sector, but again, I would imagine there's quite a lot of other sectors that could benefit from this. Do you have other clients in mind?
Yeah. So we are exploring definitely lots of different use cases. We have been in touch with, for example, traders that are using this kind of data in order to feed their models, because not only from the renewable energy production understanding, right, but as well from the consumption, energy consumption based on the differences in snow, etc. And from there, we can move to other, for example, sectors like in agriculture. We have been exploring things like winter kill insurances, which literally are insurances that are protecting crops from snow and below zero temperatures. Things like dynamic car insurance prices. For example, in countries like in Switzerland, cars that are exposed to snow, they have a higher percentage of an accident, right? So the fact that we could monitor the snow, the average snow that a car will drive to, that can help into dynamically pricing the risk of that car.
Okay, terrific, thank you. I know I'm at time, Frank. I've got one last person. Can I just go to Mauro for one question? Yes, thank you. Mauro, you've got less than a minute, but we're very intrigued by your plastic idea for rivers. It seems to me that your use of the collected plastic going into revenue streams should be connected to municipal waste as well. Do you have a model for working with municipalities for waste that hasn't entered into water systems to turn them into new revenue streams?
Yeah, this is a great point. Indeed, river waste is only one part for municipalities, and municipalities are the ones that are normally the ones that are closer to the territory, depending on the geography. It's the regional authority that manage the rivers, but most cases are smart municipalities that intervene. So indeed, in the collaboration that I mentioned at the end for selling the river waste online on a global e-commerce platform, we are actually addressing smart cities so that we basically manage two different flows for the waste management, the urban waste and the river waste, because they will be sold at different prices. Right. But we are trying to give them one solution, so one-stop solution for them.
Thank you, Mauro. Appreciate it. Please join me in thanking our 7 guests today.
And our fantastic moderator. Thank you so much, Stuart. Very nicely done.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, don't forget to put your mask on as you leave the stage. Thank you very much.